How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Regen Dream Team Career Mode series. And this is going to be episode number 10 of this series. And before we do get into anything, I want to thank you guys for all the support you gave on the last episode. I know I say this on every episode, but recently the support has been absolutely brilliant. And it's great to see that so many of you are enjoying this series. I'm not too sure when this video is going up, but we might have already hit 9,000 subscribers by the time this video is up. And if that is the case, then I just want to thank every single one of you for subscribing. However long you've been here on the channel, this is only just the beginning. And I'm really excited for what the future does hold with this channel. But now that that's all said and done, let's get into this episode. And let's get stuck in with some games. I reckon we're going to sim this West Bromwich Albion game. Then maybe play this game against Arsenal, Man City, and the second leg against Porto as well. I will also try and sim this Wolves game as well for the next episode. And then by that time, we will be in April. And we'll be very, very close actually to the end of the first season. I reckon in the next couple of episodes, we will be in the second season. I know it all seems a bit rushed with the way that we're simming all these games and everything. But I want to make sure that this series is completed. And that all the objectives we set out for this series are also completed. And that's obviously before the release of FIFA 17, which is in about a month's time, I believe. So not too far away whatsoever. But we are going to go ahead and sim this first game against West Bromwich Albion. We're not going to be changing anything from the last game against Porto for this one, and we'll hope that we can get a win, and we end up winning 3-0, a very comprehensive victory with Ronaldo bagging 2 goals and also Ibra's Regen getting 1. We're also going to be having a bit of player training as well, and maybe we can see some growth. And again, Petr Cech's Regen, for I don't even know how many times he's gone up in overall this season, but he's up to a 75 now and growing very nicely. But now that it is the first of the month, we will take a little look at some of the players that have grown for this month. We've only recently signed Curtis Goldborn from Manchester United, but he's already gone up by +1 to an 80 overall. He's an absolutely fantastic backup goalkeeper to have, and he really played well on his debut in the Porto game. I've really enjoyed using Dorothy's Regen since we signed him, and to be honest, I didn't think I'd be playing him as much as I have done, but he's just been absolutely just an animal every time I played him. He's been such a rock in midfield. We've got Payet's Regen up to a 75 overall, and obviously now that I've glitched his potential for the second time, he is going to be growing quite a lot. Christian Lucci is up by +7 this season, which is unbelievable. Up to an 82 overall, only at the age of 22. Yaya Touré's Regen is up to an 81 as well, and he's another player that's been growing very nicely. After scoring in the last game of last episode against Porto, Matty Wagstaff has finally gone up to an 86. And he's really, really looking fantastic. But now we're going to be going into this game against Arsenal, which will be the first game of the episode. And Arsenal have actually recovered their season quite well. They're currently in the top 6. Or the top 7, I believe, and they're doing pretty well for themselves. Meanwhile, we're sitting at the top of the table, looking to fend off the competition for the top spot from Spurs, although we are over 10 points ahead of Spurs currently in second place, so I don't really see them catching us anytime soon. Surprisingly enough, we are the top scoring team in the Premier League, when it has felt like sometimes we've gone games where we haven't really scored as many goals as I would have liked. But looking at Arsenal's lineup, they still have quite a few real-life players as well. And they have pensioner Ozil still playing at cam, which really does blow my mind, to be honest. And obviously, because this career mode is one of the most realistic saves I've ever seen, with Dele Alli playing for Atletico Madrid, Arsenal have Eden Hazard and Harry Kane in their side. Oh my god, I've seen everything now. It's going to be Ozil already threatening in the game, and he's hit the post. The veteran Cam really doing well there to get inside the box with pretty much no pace left. And he almost managed to score the first goal of the game. Do have an opportunity, though, to whip this one into the middle. And it's a brilliant ball into the middle. And Volaf almost scored a brilliant bicycle kick / scissor kick there. Yaya Touré's Regen does get hacked down there on the edge of the area. And it's not by Mertesacker, although it does look like him if you squint your eyes. It's going to be Ginter that gets booked for that one. And we've got a free kick in a pretty good position now. Could take the lead from this if we get this one right. And it's a decent effort and a brilliant free kick once again. And for the second time this series, it's Ibra's Regen scoring a fantastic free kick. I think I've just perfected those type of free kicks. I used to power all my free kicks, but just giving it a bit of finesse. That just sometimes works, and it has done there. I'm really starting to get into the groove with this team, and it's good to see that we go into the second half with a 1-goal lead. Probably not deserved, to be honest, on the base of things, but there you have it. We've got a 1-goal lead regardless. Wow. Alright then, yeah. I slag off Harry Kane to Arsenal, saying how it's not a realistic transfer. And then he goes and does that to me. Wow. That is one hell of a goal. That really is something special. Jesus Christ, look at this. He picks up the ball, has a little bit of dribbling going on there. Then he just takes a shot from out of nowhere. Literally so far out. And he still manages to score. And it's going to be Lucas Hernandez with the ball into the middle, and Harry Kane again with a free header in the box. We've only got 7 minutes left in the game. We've got to create something soon if we're going to get a winner in this game. And it really is anyone's game at this point. I reckon Arsenal could nick it, but at the same time, we could easily nick it as well. Well, there we have it. We do end up getting a deserved 1-1 draw in this game for both sides. It was a very, very even game, and it could have gone either way late on. But we just didn't have the finishing touch. But ironically from this game, it's not going to be a good result for Arsenal. It would have been a better result for them to lose the game, because it means that their London rivals Spurs have a chance of catching us up now that we've dropped points. And that is not going to be good for them or their fans. Gerard's regen, Ryan Harness, does say that he wants to discuss wages. So I will go ahead and give him an improved contract. He's currently on 30 grand. I'm going to give him 50 grand a week. And hopefully he's happy with this offer. But this will be the lineup we're going with for the next game of the episode, going into this game against Manchester City. We're welcoming back Iniesta's regen for his first start since his injury. Hopefully he can make an impact in this game. We've also got Messi on the right. We've got Regen on the left. And Dani Alves is coming in for the tired Wagstaff at right back. This game against Manchester City is pretty massive as we go into this game. We've got an 11-point lead over Chelsea, who have overtaken Spurs into second. If we end up winning this game, then fantastic. But if we don't, that could prove a bit of trouble, because Chelsea will have an opportunity to catch up. Meanwhile, Manchester City, their side looks completely different from the beginning of career mode, except for Raheem Sterling. All the other players in their side are just completely random. Not a good ball, and now it's going to be Boga intercepting, and he's hit the post, just like he did in the last game when we played against them. That's going to be Regen doing well to beat the right back of the team there. And we're going to cut inside and have a shot as well. And it's a brilliant save by the keeper. Now it is going to be a corner though. And we're going to whip this one into the middle. It's a brilliant delivery and a brilliant header as well. And we end up making it 1-0 early on in the game. And of all people, it's Messi's regen that ends up scoring the header, getting his second goal for the club. And that's going to be a very important one. The keepers certainly should have done better there, but I'm not going to complain. That's his second goal in the Premier League, so that's actually his third goal for the club. And he's really started off his career very well. It's going to be Dalcio going through on goal. I don't know who that is, but he's missed a really good opportunity there. Valentini's done brilliant there. De Rossi's regen trying to dink it over the top. And it's here to Danielson. Ibra's regen, but a good save by the keeper. It's going to be Regen with a bit of space to run into, actually. And we've played it here to Ibra having a shot. Another good block though by the defender. And there we have it. We end up winning this game 1-0. And once again, we're not winning by comfortable margins. We're only winning games by 1-0, it seems, in the Premier League. Having said that though, Leicester City won a lot of their games at the back end of the season. When they won the title, they won a lot of their games 1-0. So a win's a win. And 3 points are going to be massive in the title race. We do now have a game though against Spurs, and this one is going to be a very interesting game. This will be in the quarter-final of the FA Cup, I do believe, so it's going to be a very important and big game for us. We're going with our strongest lineup. We've got the best players fully fit pretty much, so hopefully we can go ahead and get a win in this game and advance in the FA Cup further. Looking at the teams that are left in the tournament, we've got Brighton, which is a surprise, Stoke City, Leicester, Manchester City, which we just beat, Arsenal and also Everton. So they're some very beatable teams. Josh Onoma has scored 3 goals in his last 3 matches, so we need to make sure we look out for him. Once again, we're going to whip this ball into the middle with Wagstaff, and it's a brilliant effort and a really good save by the keeper. Really not too many chances at the moment, but maybe if we make some subs, that will change the game. We'll have to wait and see what happens though, because so far it's been pretty boring. And I reckon this one is going to go to an FA Cup replay if it continues in the same vein. We've got a good opportunity late on in the game now. Not really the best pass, but we can deal with it. Because here goes Payet into the middle. Oh, what a story that would have been. But there we have it. We end up drawing this game 0-0. A really, really boring game, to be honest. Not really too many chances. And because neither us or Spurs ended up scoring, we're going to have to go to a replay match, which is a bit of a shame. There you have it. Look at the match highlights. One save is the whole match highlights. Unbelievable. I want to look at these stats. So apparently, only one match highlight, but we had 6 shots and 5 on target. BS. Absolute BS. We will now have a bit of player training though, and I'm hoping for some growth. And again, Lucci is up by +1 to an 83. I don't know when this guy is going to stop growing, but at this rate, he'll be at 90 by next season for sure. But now we do have the final game of the episode, and this one will be against Porto in the round of 16 of the Champions League. In the first leg against Porto, we ended up winning 3-0 at their home ground, which means that we got 3 away goals, and that pretty much means, unless we lose by a catastrophic amount of goals, we're going to be going through to the next round. We're having to make quite a few changes in our midfield for this game. Our defence and goalkeeper are untouched, but we've got De Rossi's Regen paired up with Yaya Touré's Regen at CDM. And we've also got Tevez playing up front with Messi just behind him. I thought I'd change things around a little bit, especially as Ibra's Regen is a bit tired. The good thing in this game is that we don't really have any pressure to go forward or even press Porto whatsoever. We can just frustrate them, we can try and catch them on the counter-attack. And if we get a goal, then it's going to be a bonus. Yaya Touré's Regen playing this forward. Up here to Ronaldo, cutting inside and having a shot. And it's a brilliant save by the keeper there. Really doing well to stop that one. We've won it back really well there with Ribéry. And we can play this one, and it's a perfectly timed ball up here to Messi, who should make it 4-0 on aggregate. And does end up doing that with the keeper just completely baffled by that move. You'll see it on the replay now. There's just way too much space for Messi's Regen. And the goalkeeper doesn't even try to save it because he knows it's already game over. And Messi's Regen, despite being only 69 overall, has actually scored 4 goals for the club already. And that's a pretty good return on a player who isn't really a starter for this team. It's forward here to Yaya's Regen, trying to go for a shot. And wow, what's Tevez just done there? He's completely done him. And what a goal that would have been. It was a nice little flick over his head. I don't even know what he did there, but it was just amazing. Wow, really? Wow, that's some goal there by Ruben Neves, but he did get a bit lucky with some of the deflections there. Porto do have a goal back in this tie, but for the whole result of the game and the tie itself, that really isn't going to mean too much. So on the night, we end up drawing this game 1-1, but on aggregate, that does mean that we go through to the next round 4-1, which is pretty embarrassing on Porto's part because they have such a good team. Messi's Regen did well in the game with his first start in the Champions League by marking it with a goal, but that does mean that we're going to be facing PSG most likely in the quarter-final. But this will be the end of this episode of this career mode, and hopefully you have enjoyed. And if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. In the next episode, I'm hoping to jam-pack a lot of games in, and I'm hopeful that we can maybe finish off Season 1 in the next episode, but if not, it will definitely be the episode after that. And once we get into Season 2, I plan to only play the Champions League games, because I think it's fair to say that we're going to be winning the Premier League title. I'm going to be doing that instead of playing another season most likely, unless we don't end up winning the Premier League and the Champions League, because otherwise we're just going to be playing games for the sake of it, and it will just get a bit boring. But apart from that, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there. And I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.